And here we go. Hi, everyone. The WTC list just dropped. And Alistair and I got on the phone really quickly. And we're doing this like, it's very impromptu. It's very like spur of the moment. And we're going to go and look at the lists for the first time and give you our first impressions.
Yep.
Alistair, you're not going this time around. Do you
No,
want to like do the caveats then and say what this is going to
no.
be? Because
So the
you're the
caveats are
neutral person.
myself and Bo. We're going to do multiple videos and go over each group. And we're going to do a quick review, a quick look over the lists. I'm going to give some first impressions. Bo will also pass some commentary as well. What we're doing is just giving the audience a taste of what the lists are. Any comments that we say about the lists are geared at the lists. We don't know who the players are.
Yep.
And of course, one of the 5 lists doesn't get used at the event per team.
Yeah, it's a dud list. One of the lists is a fake to confuse the enemy.
So we're not going to try and guess that list because that's not important. We're going to comment on the lists, their ability to win games, hold objectives, and are they a overpowered or underpowered list for this type of event.
Yep.
One caveat I will drop in that I've never actually mentioned to Bo is that whenever Bo or other podcasts or video casts do reviews like this, we always talk about the player making the difference.
Yep.
I'm going to take the approach that every single player here is the best there possibly can be. So the list is going to make a difference. If all the players are great, which is what I've come to know from the World Team Championship,
Yep.
the lists, having the right lists, will make the difference.
Will make
today.
a difference. Yeah,
Yep.
it will.
So, Bo, you've got the logistics of it. What group are
I
we going to start
will
with?
share my screen and then we can go straight here. We are going to start with pool 3, which is we're going to start with Spain 3, which I have the lists for right here, and we're going to start with this one, which is and I'm going to read the lists aloud, and Alistair, you can sort of comment as we go along. I will try to keep my comments to a minimum because I'm not an unbiased observer, right? I am going myself. So it's a 19 order dice list, 1,000 points. It's CeeLo Heights. Inexperienced second lieutenant with extra man, LMG squad, 5-men riflemen, 6-men riflemen, LMG squad, 4-men rifles. Guards with a Panzerfaust, 2 of those, 3 of those, 4 of those, 4 guard squads. Nice, lots of Panzerfausts here. The free unit and a flamethrower team, anti-tank rifle team, anti-tank rifle team, anti-tank rifle team, 3 of those. Double inexperienced mortars, CIS-3 and a medium howitzer, a Katusha, and a Stuart light tank and a Jeep. A CeeLo Heights list.
Yep, as you know, this was our number 2 most competitive Allied theatre selector. So, yep, natural that you would see it. They've made good use of the selections. They've split the difference, so you've got a multi-launcher and a Daka Stuart.
Yep.
But they have paid quite a bit extra for the Daka Stuart, so they've given it recce and they've given it the pintle mount, so they've actually bought every upgrade possible. So it's 155 points.
Yep.
Would you have done it? Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Again, though, they've split the difference in the artillery. So they've got the ZIS-3 and the medium howitzer. So you would expect them to think that they're going to face more tanks, which I think is right.
Yep.
You can also see that in their anti-tank selection, 3 anti-tank rifles instead of. You can't take dogs in CeeLo Heights.
No, you
because they
can't.
give them
You
up.
can't. Yeah. But you could have taken the anti-tank teams with
True.
Panzerfausts forward
Very
deploying
true.
and stuff. Yeah.
And then the troop choices, they've gone basically minimum numbers to get as many as possible. So they're looking to have as many claiming and contesting units as possible. It's a good list.
Yeah. It is a good list. It's a
Yep.
really good list. Yeah.
Yep. High dice count.
High dice count. Right. That was our first list. Then we have the second list, which is a German reinforced platoon, 14 order dice. It's a second lieutenant regular, Waffen SS squads with gear, lots of gear, regulars, 2 of those, and an Osttruppen squad, and then more Waffen SS, Panzerfausts and gear in all of them. So that's 4 SS squads and a Spartruppen squad veterans as well on bicycles. And I don't know why they've got bicycles, but they've got forward deployment. Mortar team, sniper team, flak, Austrian limber, the 250/9 with the light autocannon and closed top, the darker panzer, and a truck. What do we think about this one, Alistair?
It's a suboptimal list in my opinion. They haven't optimized where they should do. The Waffen SS, as you said, there's a little bit of kit. They've got assault rifles and some. There's one Panzerfaust lurking around. But the unit cost is high, 111 points, 111 points. There's a regular squad in there.
For nine regular men, that's a little bit high.
Yep, that squad with the bikes forward deploying, there is literally no point in that. We know that as soon as that unit's shot at, they have to dismount straight away. Doesn't even matter if they're hit. As soon as the shot's declared, they get off. In the same way, a tank rider. The sniper is regular. You'd probably want to make that veteran. The Flak 36, the Flak 36 is just a single light autocannon with 2 shots. The horse-drawn limber is there to tow it, which is just a cheap dice, effectively. You look at the truck, 46 points is an inexperienced truck, but they've bought an MMG for it. Why would you do that? For sure, that it makes no sense. The upgun Panzer 3 is a solid choice. And look,
as is the 250/9. That's really good.
Yep, it's a good armored car choice. 90 points, light autocannon.
But there are other choices here that like maybe are not that great, right?
Yeah, I think single Panzerfausts are just a threat. They're not actually an active anti-tank weapon. You need to sort of double down or triple down on them. So, look, German lists like this, I've already made the call. I believe it's suboptimal. And what it could be done.
Then we have the next Spain3 list, which is the US beach landing. 14 order dice. It's got an inexperienced lieutenant with an extra man. It's got a ranger squad of 7 men, a few submachine guns in that one. It's got 2 ranger squads, 2 engineer squads as well. Both of them 7-man units with flamethrowers. Beach assault squad, 6 men wire cutters. I don't know why you would need those. And another ranger squad. So lots of rangers. It's pushing to go early up the board here. 2 medium mortars, inexperienced. 3 bazookas. 3 bazooka teams. That's insane. And a sniper team and an artillery piece.
Yeah.
This is going to wreck Stewards.
Yeah, so look, they're kitted out with 3 bazookas to take on the tank platoons that are there, which, you know what? Fair play. It's 14 order dice, so it's sitting at just the cusp of being functional. The Ranger squads, they're wanting to run up to attack the board. They've got 2 engineer squads, both with flamethrowers, which
but
is
they
fine.
Haven't got any trucks for those.
No, well, I don't believe the trucks were an option on this theatre selector, which is it is what it is. But at least they've taken the decency to make them both veteran, to give them some sort of survivability. The beach assault squad with the wire cutters, maybe they have read the rules for barbed wire.
That could be it. That could be.
In a recent video we spoke about the Luftwaffe Field Division. So if they want some ability, maybe to do it, but they've doubled down on the medium mortar. It's a list that would do well, but it needs to have the right opponent. It needs to be up against the right list that it can match against.
Against some opponents, this is going to suffer, I think.
Yes, if the matchup's wrong, especially if it comes across
and
another.
If you don't get your bazookas, I mean, if they don't really get to engage the enemy armor, then this is going to be an uphill struggle.
Yeah, pretty much. But again, it's a good list. I'm not got anything overly terrible to say about it.
And then we have the US Marines. So one of these US lists is going to be the dud. We can already say that because this is the second US list, and for the WTC, you're only allowed to take one nation once. So, and this is a 15 order dice, 1,000 points list. We have a regular lieutenant with an extra man. We have the Peleliu US Marine Assault Squads. They've got flamethrowers. They've got loads of flamethrowers. So these are 5-man units with double flamethrowers in them, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So that's 10 flamethrowers in one army list. He's got a medium mortar, double bazooka team, another flamethrower. That's the 11th flamethrower in this army list. Sniper team, war dog, medium howitzer, jeep, and a truck. That's a lot of flamethrowers.
Yep.
That's
Great
an
list.
insane amount. An insane amount.
So this is the theatre selector, Marianne from Marianne and Palau Islands. I'm pretty sure we discussed this
Yep.
In one of our recent theatre selector videos, and they've gone for the min-max situation with getting as many flamethrowers for minimal amount as possible. And I see this as being a hyper aggressive list. If this rushes forward towards you,
you're going to have to stop those flamethrowers at some point.
At some point. I mean, the 2 flamethrowers per unit, they can't split fire, but if you're having 2 flamethrowers fired at you
they will
by
hit.
one unit,
Yeah,
so
they will hit. They will destroy you. Yeah.
They'll get the hits. And also, there's one big strike vehicle, the truck, so it can carry 2 of the Palau assault squads, and it could carry the flamethrower team. So there could be 5 flamethrowers in one truck coming at you, and that'd be quite scary.
And then the bazooka in a jeep as well, just to take care of your armor. So yeah, this is not a bad list at all. Right, and then we have the last for Spain 3, which is 8th Army, Italy, 1943. We have a 16 order dice, and we have an inexperienced lieutenant with an extra man. We have regular infantry, 6-man units. 2 of those. We have the free forward observer with an extra man. We have a Royal Engineer section with a flamethrower, 5 men. We have 7-man Gurkhas, and we have 1 more regular infantry section, again 6 men, and another 7-man Gurkha. Then double inexperienced mortars, medium, vengeance for the special rule, like that. That will cover most of the army. 2 light howitzers with the 25-pounder AT shell, the SAS Jeep with Recce and HMG and MMGs everywhere. And we've got 2 Stuarts, and we have to notice here that these are Recce Stuarts, so they are the open-topped variants, and they haven't overgunned the hull. So it's 1 HMG and 1 MMG, and a universal carrier.
I don't get this. I understand. I understand the Gurkhas. If you get access to Gurkhas, you take them because they're the best assault troops in the game, except for a para-Gurkha. Look, 16 order dice is a good total. With Spain 3, though, this list is coming because they have to drop one of their US lists. So
this list is coming.
This list is coming. The Artillery Observer, yep, for sure, you get it for free. There's an engineer section with a flamethrower that will go in the Bren carrier. But the SAS Jeep, yep, big fan of the SAS Jeep. I've built a couple for myself recently. So, you know, the twin HMGs going forward, the twin MMGs at the back, you know. But the 2 Reese Stewarts, okay, they're 90 points each. They're Recce, but they're open-topped and they're vulnerable. You're not adding much firepower for your points and for the slots that you're taking up. And what I have to also remind the audience is that at this event, the national traits for India are an option for you. So a British platoon can have a free artillery observer and a free 10-man Indian squad as their army. And I believe any British force that doesn't pick it is leaving an extra 100 points off the table.
So you have to if you don't pick that, you're going to have a very specific plan for why you don't pick that.
Yeah. Look, what I will say about the list is, because it is going, it's got really good core troops.
It does.
There's good core troops here, and there's plenty of them. I just hope this list has a plan,
Yeah.
because at the moment
Well,
I don't see
I
it.
think it has a plan that it has really it has three good recce vehicles that can shoot a little bit. They are overpriced, those Stuarts, for what they actually punch. And then it has the universal carrier as well. So I'm thinking that it wants to do something with recce. Well, we're going to have to see, because at the same time it's got loads of stationary troops like the double mortars and the double howitzers. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Sorry, there's something. Oh my goodness, there's something else. The universal carrier,
Mm,
that's selected from soft underbelly,
it is.
so you can't buy the extra LMG. So he's only spent the 5 points to upgrade the hull
Yep.
LMG to an MMG.
Yep.
Sorry, yeah,
Yep.
nonsense. Anyway,
Right. That was Spain 3. We're moving to US1, and I'm just going to have to see if I can find them, because US1 is also in this pool. And we've got their first list here, which is an Italian armored brigade, 1940, 1941. 15 order
yeah,
dice, 1,000 points. And he starts out with the L3 tankettes. Um, 1, 2, 3 of those command vehicles upgrade. Yep. Um, and
one
one
of
of the
them's got a hull
tankettes
mounted
has a
flamethrower.
flamethrower. Yeah. And then
Hmm.
he has very, very weak infantry here. He's got 2 Bisiglieri veteran sections, 1 7, 1 8 man, and a 5-man regular infantry section. Then he has another L3 with the MGs and an auto blinder with an automatic cannon, an M11 with a light anti-tank gun, 8 plus MGs, 2 Elefantinos, which are anti-tank guns, and 2 tractors and trucks.
This is a brave list.
Yeah.
This is a really brave list. Um, okay, analyze it. The tankettes,
Mm. They haven't
70
got
points.
recce.
Don't have
Notice
recce, but
that.
there's 70 points and they're spitting out 10 shots each, so they're on par with a Panzer One.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's so you've got effectively multiple Panzer Ones. Then you've got a tankette's got the coax and the flamethrower.
Mm.
Yep. Okay, that's good. Infantry. 2 of them are veteran. One of them's regular. Really small units though.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
That is a problem.
That's a problem because in this format, only infantry and artillery pieces can claim and contest objectives. Vehicles cannot claim or contest.
Which means,
Um,
audience, which means that this list has only 3 units that can claim or contest
five,
objectives.
five if you count the
Well,
guns.
oh
There's
yeah, the Elefantinos, yeah,
guns.
but they're not really movable, right?
No.
He's going to struggle pushing up the board and actually
Yes.
grabbing objectives. That is going
Yep.
to be
So
real struggle.
it's going to have to rely on killing his opponent.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's enough tankettes there putting out some decent shots. The medium tank, 2 trucks. That I mean, yeah. Look, this is a brave list. I'd be nervous.
It's really brave, really
I'd
brave.
be nervous taking this.
Right.
I'm not going to criticize it, but it's
Then
yeah.
we have the second American list here, and this is a US reinforced platoon, 16 order dice, 1,000 points. It's got a second lieutenant, inexperienced, then regular infantry squads, double BARs, and that's 8 men. These are nice skirmish squads. A veteran infantry squad with 1 BAR, tough fighters. Medium mortar, regular with a spotter, sniper team, veteran. Flamethrower team, bazooka team, land mattress, recce jeep, Hellcat, jeep, 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 dodge, 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 dodge. I know who's playing this list.
I think I also know who's playing this list, and I know he's a good player,
Yes.
and I've communicated with him quite a bit.
Yep.
But I'm going to give him the same analysis I gave him before he went to a few other tournaments, and I'll
Yep.
say quite bluntly, this is undergunned for this
Yep.
event. This is a great example of a good all-rounder list, but
It is. He
look,
has all
there's
the
one.
teams, right? He has all the little teams.
All the little teams are there. Look, there's a bit of clumsy listing here. The land mattress,
Mm.
it should be the 114
Yep.
multiple rocket launcher from the own American book.
Yep.
I don't know why it's the land mattress. They're exactly the same thing. It's just dumb to do it. Look, the Dodge trucks are there, but they're not transporting engineer squads.
Nope.
They're transporting regular rifle squads,
They do have pintle-mounted MMGs though,
and
so
that's
he can use them just as a fire base.
and that's great. But I believe this entire list is undergunned,
Yep.
and with two regular squads, if they're going to be running about in a regular truck, uh, anti-tank ability, the Hellcat for sure, it's got a great gun, but it's open topped.
Yep.
And if your opponent can make you recce away, you're not firing, so you're out of it. Yeah, it's undergunned.
Yep.
Sorry.
Next list, which is the German tank platoon from US1 here. It's got 14 order dice and it's got Panzer threes, two of those, and they are the one of them is a darker version. The other is actually not. It's got a medium anti-tank gun. So we got a medium anti-tank Panzer III and a darker version. Then we got 2 Flampanzers, a Hodge field car with a Flak 38. That's a light autocannon on a platform. Then Hair Grenadiers, 2 regulars, and 1 inexperienced. Again, we have very weak infantry here. A sniper team, an anti-tank rifle team, Flak Zwilling, that's a good gun though. A horse-drawn limber, and 2 trucks.
Yep. So one of those trucks is regular. It's got an MMG on it.
Yep.
As you said, a Flex Willing, great gun. We're a big fan of that. A sniper team, good. Look, there's yeah, the tank choices. I think it's quite clever, taking a upgunned Panzer III, as in like a main
Yep.
gun
Yep.
increase. So I'm a bit of a fan of that. Then the Dakar Panzer, two flamingos. I think we even spoke about the Horch in one of our other recent videos with the platform-mounted light autocannon
We did.
for 50 points. It's a bit of a
Yep.
bargain. I think it's quite good. Infantry are the biggest concern you've got. You're going to have to wrap these guys in Kevlar
Yep.
and hide them in a bunker before
Yep.
you can let them out onto the battlefield. So the 2 flamingos, 2 panzers are going to have to get out there
Yep.
and do the heavy lifting.
Yep.
And that Flax Willing will have to be on target. But it's a good list. Yes, I like this list.
Right. Then we have a French reinforced platoon, 13 order dice. Second lieutenant inexperienced. Senegalese, 2 of those. They are the tough fighters. 10-man units here. Pretty good. A Moroccan light infantry veteran as well. The Senegalese were regulars. Moroccans here, tough fighters again. They are mounted on camels. Nice. So a bit of cavalry here. Officer cadet section, that's 5 infantry with rifles. We've got a medium mortar with a spotter. We've got a sniper team, veteran. Medium anti-tank gun, regular. Medium free artillery howitzer. Mule team. An AMD Panhard, which is a 7+ recce vehicle. And a Char 2C, which has got all the machine guns. And then finally a Lafley S20, which is a truck with double pintle-mounted machine guns. Yeah.
Yeah. A good all-round list,
Mm.
I have to say.
Yep.
Bit concerned about the 13 order dice count.
Yep.
For the life of me, when I look at French lists, I'm used to seeing free French infantry. I don't see any free infantry
Nope.
anywhere.
Nope.
that always worries me.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but it's
But
got the
obviously,
free howitzer though.
yep, got the free artillery piece, and that's exactly what you should take. Uh, Missing a spotter on the second. Oh no, oh my goodness, it's a medium anti-tank gun and a free medium artillery piece.
It is.
Oh,
Well,
I would have
somebody
gone
is
twin.
expecting a lot of armor.
And they should. We have covered a reasonable amount of armor pieces, but I probably would have gone for
Double howitzer.
two medium howitzers with this one, to marry up with the medium mortar to give you. I mean, 'cause in the end, you don't have to kill the tanks. Just put enough pins on them to stop them from doing what they're doing. You've got some, good veteran unit there, a little inexperienced infantry unit that you can hide quite well. The Chartreuse C, okay, it's slow, but it's just got the ability to spit pins out at your enemy infantry.
Yeah, split fire 4 ways.
Yeah, it's just the dice count, 13 order dice.
Yeah.
Makes me nervous.
Right. Then we have another American list here, and this is the Battle of Shanghai 1937. 15 order dice, 1,000 points. It's Chinese nationalists. We've got a second lieutenant in experience with an extra man. We've got German trained units, 2 of those, 7 men. They've got the initiative training where the NCO doesn't really die. Rifles, we've got a levy squad, full strength, 14 men. We've got scouts, 3 of those, some submachine guns. We've got the swordsman. That's brutal when if they get into combat. Most likely they'll die in a hail of fire. And then we've got a medium mortar with a spotter, a heavy mortar team as well, with a spotter, sniper team, veteran, flamethrower team, regular, double suicide anti-tankers, the 222 armored car, a T-26 with a light anti-tank gun, and a truck, and that's it.
Yep. Look, it's a good mixed bag list.
Yep.
It's nationalists, so there's a good variety of infantry squads for claiming and contesting. You've got a nice scout squad that can infiltrate the big sword squad. Oh, they're exciting, but if you get caught on the hop, they'll get shot to bits.
Yeah.
Heavy mortar, I'm happy to see one. Flamethrower team is a bit of a sweeper. The 2 veteran anti-tank suicide teams, good choices. Look, even the 222, if it can be used well, it can be taking side shots at the predominantly light tanks that we've spotted so far.
Yep.
And the truck is a big truck. It can transport 14.
It is a big truck. Yeah. You can stuff your
so that could be
flamethrower
the big.
into that, and some of your German trained troops as well.
Well, that could be the big sword, your officer team, and the flamethrower team all together.
Good.
On outflank, that could be a really sneaky
Nasty
unit.
outflank.
So
nasty
yeah, it's a pretty horrific outflank. So yeah, Battle for Shanghai, 1937. Yep, good list.
And that was the Americans. So that moves us on to England 2. Should be somewhere up here. England 1, England 2. Here we go. So we have a 10 order dice list here. German tank platoon, Panzer IIIs, 1, 2 of those, 2 Panzerwerfers, and 1, 2, 3 pioneers, all with flamethrowers, all veterans. An SDKFZ 250/1. That is the Hanomag, the small Hanomag. They've got 2 of those, 3 of those. That's it.
Yep.
Very, very tidy little list. Not a lot of order dice in this one.
No, I mean the order dice count again makes me nervous, especially at 1,000 points, 10 order dice.
Yep.
But this is actually exactly the sort of list I would expect to see going by the player pack. 2 Daka Panzers, 2 Panzerwerfer 42s for the multi-launchers, the Pioneer squads. There are 3 of them. They're all veteran.
But they've each
Uh,
got a Hanomag to stay in, so yeah.
yeah, and they've each got a half track to stay in. It's a straightforward list. The only thing this will suffer from is that if the infantry are used in dangerous attacks, dangerous assaults, if the flamethrower misses and they're countered, they'll be scooped off the board
Yeah.
really quickly because there are only 3 scoring units here.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful with them. And being outdiced and outmaneuvered.
Yeah. And you
That's what
will
you
be
gotta look out
outdiced
for.
most of the time. My concern was
Yep.
that they are going to rely a lot on their multi-launchers here, to sort of soften out the enemy before they rush up with the Hanomaks to claim objectives or what have you.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure that those 2 multi-launchers will do the job.
Yeah, but if you were gonna have a multi-launcher, this is the
Yeah,
one you would
a
take.
Panzerwerfer is
It's
really good. Yeah, and
fully
having
armored,
them
mobile, half
inexperienced,
track.
it's really, yeah. Right.
Yep.
So that's the first one. Where are the rest? No, it's all the lists. Sorry. Just gonna have to slide down, I think. Yeah, here comes the next one. Then we have a British tank platoon list here, 16 order dice. Stewards, 1, 2, 3, 3 stewards, 2 Gurkha paratroopers, 7 men, 1 Royal Engineers, flamethrower. We've got the Indian free squad. We've got the free forward artillery observer. We've got a flamethrower team, boys anti-tank rifle team, light howitzer, and trucks. Oh, loads of trucks.
This is gonna sound quite bizarre. I think I have written this list at some point in the past,
Yeah,
and I have no doubt the team from England followed the same path of thought. There's nothing wrong with this list in the
nope,
slightest. It's got the DACA Stewarts, it's got the fantastic assault troops, it's got engineers with flamethrower, it's got the free forward artillery observer, it's got the free 10-man Indian squad, it's got a flamethrower team, it's got an anti-tank rifle team, it's got a light artillery piece, 25-pounder, and then it's got enough transports to deliver it all into battle. Nailed it. This list
perfect.
will play. You cannot leave a list like this on the sideline.
Nope, nope. And at 16 order dice, they've also got the order dice
It's
in the
it's a
bag too.
perfect.
Yeah,
It is a perfect list.
yep. Nothing wrong with this list. And if it's a good player playing it, we are all in trouble.
Yep.
Oh,
You're gonna keep scrolling, mate. They're still there.
yeah, yeah. Right. Next one. No, that was the same British list one. Going down, going down. Right, here we go. Then we have a Japanese one, a generic Japanese one. And we've got a second lieutenant. We've got a Kempetai, 5-man engineer squad with flamethrower. We've got 2 bamboo spearfighter units, full strength. We've got 2 7-man IGAs with veterans, and they've got rifles. Then we've got a flamethrower team, a sniper team, medium mortar team with a spotter, suicide anti-tankers, 2 of those, a spigot mortar with a spotter, and a Chiha medium tank, and a truck, and a Kuragani.
Yep. This is an excellent generic Japanese list that you would see running at any um, reasonable tournament anywhere in the world.
Yep.
2 big bamboo squads, the engineer squads,
Yep.
1 engineer squad, 7 regular infantry squads, mortar, sniper, flamethrower, 2 suicide anti-tank teams. The latest tool that they can upgrade to now is the spigot mortar,
Mm,
which is a fantastic anti-infantry weapon. Well, it's
it
an
is.
anti-anything weapon, just it pins things out
Mm,
almost straight away. It's an excellent generic list that's tried and tested.
it is.
Yep. If the only where this will come unstuck is if it plays a British Stuart tank platoon like
Mm,
we've just read.
yep.
It would get the floor wiped with it.
Yeah. Then we've got an allied Romanian infantry division. We've talked about this as well recently, and they are really interesting. Second lieutenant inexperienced. We've got combat engineers, 3 of those, and 1 free combat engineer section because you can with the allied Romanians get free stuff, and late war infantry with Panzerfaust and a free section of late war. Um, then he brings the TACAM tank destroyer which got a CIS-3 gun on it, and a bunch of trucks. And then a follow-up, it's got a CIS-4 gun as well. So this is, yeah.
Yep, we spoke about this recently in one of our theatre selector videos that we did for your audience, and I'm quite sure we followed this exact build. You get the free Pioneer Squad, you get the free light infantry section, then you have to take the 4 trucks, which
Mm,
the engineers go in.
mm,
They've all got flamethrowers. It's a really good list with lots of extra infantry. There's 8 infantry units here,
mm,
which are all good sized.
yeah,
And there's enough Panzerfaust. I mean, all the Panzerfaust are singles, but there's enough of them to make
there's plenty. Yeah.
eventually make a difference. The TACOM R2 tank destroyer. Yep, they needed a good anti-tank gun, which is fine.
With this Amanda Stewart's, I think that could
Yep,
do well.
yep.
Mm,
So no, I'm a fan of this list. The only one thing myself and Bo have done here is we've assumed these lists are accurate,
yeah.
and we're not here to check maths or
No,
rules. Um,
these
yeah,
lists have all been checked. The they've all been checked, and we assume that whoever did that knows what they're doing. Right.
yep.
Then we
Next list.
have an order dice, 18 order dice, and this is Stalingrad Street Fighting Academy. We've also talked about that one recently. And we've got an inexperienced junior lieutenant. We've got 2 Strafbat units. These I don't really get, but anyways, they're pretty cheap. Then we got assault engineers with a flamethrower, Panzerfaust, scouts, rifle squad, green. We've got a veteran squad with the Panzerfausts, 2 of those, SMGs as well, and we got the free rifle squad. Got a sniper, dog mines, dog mines, dog mines, 4 dog mine teams, 4 heavy mortar, inexperienced, 2 CIS-3 guns, nice, a Katusha, and a Bren carrier.
This is a defensive army.
Yep.
This is going to go out on an objective and then just go down, and you are going to have to dig it out.
Mm,
The 2 Shafbrad squads, though, I don't get it. We know that shirkers are the death of them, because all their pins count as double for everything, including morale. So if they get shot 4 times, they run.
yep.
If you run across, you know, Daka Stewart's split fire, and you're
Do, do, do,
done.
do, do.
You're off the board.
Right.
Only 1 assault engineer squad and 1 brain carrier. Well, which is why I say it's a defensive list. They're not going to go out and attack. This is going to run the back of the board like a sweeper in football and just plug the gaps to where you're going to go. Look, there's a whole bunch of dog mines. There's what, 2, 4, 6, 8 dog mines ready to take out your tanks, and there are minimal tanks on his side to get destroyed. It's just the Katusha and the Bren carrier. So it's a good list. It's our number 1 theatre selector for the Allies.
It is.
This is a
So
version that I wouldn't take, but I can see that it's a good thought out list.
it's a well thought out list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That was it for England 2. Then the final nation we have is France, and we have the French lists here. We have, right, the first one the French are bringing is a 15 order dice British reinforced platoon. It's got an inexperienced lieutenant. It's got Maori infantry with submachine guns. 1, 2, 3 sections of Maoris, 7-men sections. They're veterans. They've got the formidable fighters trait. He's got the free observer, of course, and 2 engineer sections with flamethrowers. He's got vengeance on his troops. He's got a inexperienced mortar, sniper team, anti-tank rifle team, land mattress, horse-drawn limber, 2 Bren carriers, and a chaffee.
Okay.
What do we
I
think?
know I have said about the British lists should all be taking advantage of the 2 free units. In saying that, though, Maori fighters are
Mm.
extremely tough.
They are.
They're extremely tough going, and to have 3 good units of them,
Mm.
then backed up by 2 engineer squads, vengeance, so getting close, shedding pins, that's the strategy, is to get up close with
Yep.
the Maoris.
Yep.
Land mattress, yep, good multi-launcher to disperse the crowd that are coming in. And then 2 brain carriers. What I would question is the Chaffee.
Mm.
Why is it not just a Dagger Stewart? For cheaper, gets you more
He
shot.
may have felt that he had enough to deal with infantry and felt like well, he needs something to deal with enemy armor. There
This is true.
the medium
Very
anti-tank
true.
gun is better, but I would also have run a Stuart instead.
Yep, this is
Yeah.
true. Because those points could have then be spent to upgrade, the sniper to veteran, or maybe bring
Yep.
the inexperienced mortar up from inexperienced to regular. But it's a very good list.
Yes.
I like it.
Then we have the second French list, which is 8th Route Army. It's the Chinese communists. It's got 18 order dice, an inexperienced second lieutenant. It's got guerrilla cells. One, two, three, four, five of those. 9 men. Yeah, 9 men. So a lot of forward deploying veterans here. And they've got fieldcraft as well, so they can run through terrain, which caught me off guard last time I played against these guys.
Mm.
They've got a political officer as well, inexperienced. They've got a levy squad. They've got a heavy mortar team, inexperienced, sniper team, flamethrower team, anti-tank rifle team, and 3 suicide bombers, assist 2 medium anti-tank gun, horse-drawn limber, and a high go.
This list is terrifying, isn't it?
It is.
This
It
is
really
scary.
it pushes right from the start.
Yep. I mean, all these guerrilla cells, though, they've all got pistols,
Yep.
so they're all tough fighters. They're all
Yep.
veterans.
Yep.
This is actually a really big problem for a tank platoon. If this list will get in and gut your infantry, and it will happily sacrifice every unit that assaults one of your infantry squads
Yep.
because it's got so much redundancy in it. And then it's just it's got the wild cards, the 3 suicide anti-tank teams. Okay, they're inexperienced, but I think
Doesn't
there's
matter if
there's
they connect. That's still an 8+ hit
yeah,
on your tank.
and having 18 order dice, it's got the dice count there.
Yes.
This is this is
This is
scary.
terrifying.
This scary.
As
Good list.
this list, more or less the same list, was my only loss at the last WTC.
Yep.
That was terrifying to face. It was really really rough.
Yep.
Right. And then we have France 3, which is a German list. It's got 15 order dice. It's a tank platoon, and we've got the darker panzers. 2 of those. We've got 2 flamingo flampanzer, 2 hair pioneers with flamethrowers, veterans. Feldgendarmerie, which is a 4-man inexperienced squad, and then a light mortar team, sniper team, anti-tank rifle team, Nebelwerfer, horse-drawn limber, truck, field car, Kugelwagen.
This is again very similar to a list we've already spoken about within its same group,
Yep.
and is exactly the sort of list I would have expected to see at the WTC. It's
Yep.
a tank platoon.
Yep.
Double down on the Daka Panzer, double down on the Flamingo Flam
Yep.
Panzer. 2 good pioneer squads, both veteran. No Panzerfausts in them, which
Yeah, that is a little bit iffy.
that's a little bit
I
odd.
would have found the points for those Panzerfausts.
I would have dug in to find some
Yeah.
points for them,
Yeah.
but again, like flamethrowers there. Then the inexperienced squad, they are going to be running away and hiding. Light mortar, we're both a fan of the light mortar.
Yeah.
But then you look at the other team, anti-tank rifle, inexperienced.
Mm.
But then the horse-drawn limber is regular. There's points spent in odd places. That Kugel wagon at 17 points is inexperienced, even though it's not listed on marked on the list.
Yep.
We know that's what it is. So I think for lists like this, when it all starts to unravel, it will unravel very, very quickly.
If he loses like one or two of his panzers, then that will go downhill
Yeah,
very quickly. I
I
agree.
would be very happy though in Team France when he knows that he won't have to face that gorilla list, because the
Oh
gorilla list
yeah,
would
yeah,
clean house.
yeah. Right. French list 4, which is Japanese tank platoon. That I did not expect to see though. It's a 23 orderized Japanese tank platoon. It's got the SS keys, 3 of those, which is the multiple flamethrower vehicles. So this is a list that makes you kill the tanks first, I think. Then it's got IGA engineers with a flamethrower, 2 bamboo spear fighters, Kempetai, heavy mortar team, inexperienced, sniper team, flamethrower team, anti-tank rifle team, 3 suiciders, a field gun, horse-drawn limber, trucks, Kuriganis, prime movers, prime movers, prime movers, prime movers, prime movers. Yeah.
I'm glad this is
Yeah.
a video because my head is warped.
Yeah.
And you know what, mate?
Nope.
I know we're not here to check the legality of it, but this isn't a legal list.
There's something weird going on here. Yeah.
It's a Japanese tank platoon, 23
Yeah.
order dice. So everything, all the infantry has to be zipped up.
Yeah.
There are 2 12-man bamboo
There's a
spear
truck.
fighter squads.
There needs to be one more truck at least.
Yeah, there's not enough.
Nope.
There's not enough. And there's the
Something is off here.
1 prime mover, 2 prime mover, 3 prime mover, 4 prime mover, 5 prime mover.
It doesn't
Is
matter.
it?
He's got 2 bamboo squads of 12 men, and he's only got 1 truck.
Yep. The
So
other
this is
issue
illegal.
is
Yeah.
the other issue is with this is that the prime movers are, you only purchase them for I'm sure they're only purchased for towing artillery pieces, so you actually have to have an artillery piece to buy one, and there are no artillery. Well, there's 1 artillery piece there. You can't just buy them for infantry to move around in.
Yep.
Even though it's got an infantry carry capacity, that just means that you can. This list isn't legal, and we're not going to talk about it.
No. Right. And then we have list number 5, which is a Soviet list 15 order dice. It's got a junior lieutenant, inexperienced, assault engineers, 1, 2, 3 of those. Ooh, nasty. Body armor as well. Panzerfaust, flamethrowers. Ooh. 3 rifle squad, 3 dog mines, medium howitzer with a spotter, horse-drawn limber, BA-20, Katusha, Bren carriers. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
This is a classic Soviet generic platoon for a
It is.
competitive event. There is nothing wrong with this list. We have all seen it play. We've all seen it do well. Even in the hands of an average player, we spoke before. We should expect all the players at the WTC to be great or better. So this will play perfectly.
It will. It's a really good list.
Yep.
Yep. And that was it for this round. Alistair, thank you so much. We will be back doing more of these because we've got 3 pools of players and 3 pools of lists to look over. Do you want to finish off the talk?
Not at all. Very happy to be doing this, and we'll see you again really soon to talk about another group.
Cool. Cheers, everyone. Bye.